Hi guys and gals, Vetamor here, and today we're going to be talking about what is Illuvium. This channel is all about Illuvium education, entertainment, and encouragement. I'm not a financial advisor, and let's get right into it. So what is Illuvium? The first AAA play-to-earn game, which is set to come out in the beginning of 2022. The story of the game is that you're a hunter from a spacefaring colony that has crash landed on an alien planet. I believe this planet is called Illuvium. And in exploring the planet, you go on a journey of figuring out what's actually happened to this planet. So the figuring it out and the story-like element of this game is key. I've been in the Discord for a while, and there's definitely a lot of mystery that nobody is revealing about this game until it comes out and until we actually, as in-game players, actually discover what's going to happen. And an interesting thing about that is there's a bunch of regions that won't even be unlocked when the game comes out, and as players find those new regions, they'll be unlocked for everyone. And the player that actually is the first to unlock a new region will actually have their name attached to that new region, which is super cool. And we'll be discovering what are these mystical deity-like creatures that we call Illuvials. So is this game similar to Pokemon? Illuvium does share some similarities to Pokemon, but the mechanics are more complex and require more involvement, skill, and strategy. For example, in order to catch an Illuvial, you need a shard. This is similar to a Pokeball. However, you don't just buy this shard at the Poké Store. It's a lot more involved because you need to be mining the minerals, and these minerals, you craft them into various materials that you can use to cure shards. I think you can use these materials to create other things, potentially weapons and other items. Pokemon is also a turn-based game, and Illuvium is an auto-battler, which is actually more strategic. So one way to sort of explain this is in Pokemon, like every turn you get to like choose your moves, but it's like quite obvious what the best move to choose is, and it's kind of easy to win unless your Pokemon just is ridiculously weaker and just can't, right? Whereas in Illuvium, as you place Illuvials on the board, the aim is to place a better team than the opposition, also considering synergies between different types of Illuvials. So one way to think about this is I put one Illuvial on the board, then my opponent puts an Illuvial on the board, and as they put an Illuvial, that changes what my next move would be. And each one of my Illuvials, they connect to one another differently because there's different synergies between them, which is a whole strategic element. And not only that, but depending, like let's say I've got like a water Illuvial and they've got like a fire Illuvial, my water Illuvial might be weaker than their fire Illuvial, or the other way around. So that changes the strategy and the way that you're going to build your team. And then once you've put all your pieces down, and so have they, then the actual fight between the Illuvials, that happens automatically. And you get to experience that in like a cinematic view mode where you're just experiencing the fight. But the strategy involved in placing all the pieces is actually way more skill-based than Pokemon. So evolution within Illuvium, similar to Pokemon, Illuvials will have different stages or evolutions in Pokemon. The way this works, however, is different. In order to evolve an Axon, to get an Axon, which is that second one that you see there, you need to get 3 atlases, and each one of those atlas, you need to get them to like a certain level. You can't just catch 3 atlases and then just fuse them to make an Axon. You need to get them all to a certain level, and then you'd need 3 Axons to make an Axodon as well. Whereas in Pokemon, you just need to get a Pokemon to a certain level, and then it automatically evolves. This is just as an illustration of what I just said. So you'd need 3 atlases to make an Axon, 3 Axons to make an Axodon. And the cool thing here as well is that each one of these like atlases, they're like something that you own. They're a collectible, they're like a card. And when you use the 3 to make an Axon, those 3 atlases cease to exist So you actually decreasing the supply of total Illuvials as you do this process. Another cool and interesting thing is that there will also be holographic Illuvials, which they're like shiny Pokemon cards, and also dark holographics, which are like the ultra rare shiny versions. And if you had one Atlas which was holographic, but two other atlases which weren't, you'd if you were to fuse them all together, you'd have a 33% chance of getting a holographic Axon. If you had two atlases that were holographic and one that wasn't, you'd have a 66% chance of getting a holographic Axon. And if you had all three of your atlases holographic, 100% chance to get an Axon when you fuse them all together. So there's going to be some interesting dynamics when the game comes out of people taking the risk and like potentially getting lucky or potentially like losing a really valuable holographic Illuvial by trying to get lucky. So we'll see how that plays out. Mozart. So in Illuvium, you also have a cute little robot companion called Mozart, which accompanies you and helps you scan the different minerals in the deposits to help you determine what to mine. You mine for different minerals to construct craft materials needed to cure different types of shards, Pokeballs, and other in-game items, as we already spoke about. But this Mozart little robot, he'll be your cute little companion throughout the game. He'll probably have like a Pokedex on him and all the different information, and he's going to be there all along to assist you. And everyone will have their own, which you can, I think, design differently or like add different skins to. So that'll be fun to play with. MMORPG. Illuvium will not be an MMORPG to begin with, but massively multiplayer online features have been hinted at by the creators at being added in future updates, which will allow players to play together and interact in the game, being able to chat with your friends and like hunt Illuvials together potentially. We'll see how that pans out. But the game will have an RPG aspect where you do by yourself go around mining, fighting wild Illuvials and catching them, building a better team, and exploring the world and the story of Illuvium. There will also be an online ranked arena where you play against different players all across the world and gain rank. The higher your rank, there'll be prizes as well. And within 6 months of launching, Kieran, one of the co-founders, has actually said that they want to run the biggest esports tournament ever held with the largest prize pool in esports tournament history. There will also be a Leviathan arena. In the Leviathan arena, it's slightly different in the way that you use your characters, but essentially it's also another arena where you can play against other players. The difference on the Leviathan arena is it's not like ranked arena where you're playing for like prizes and different things. Leviathan arena, you're actually like, it's essentially gambling where you are betting like that you're going to win, and whoever wins the money. So there's actually that element involved as well. That's going to be really cool to be able to like play with your friends for money on the Leviathan arena, because you can choose who you play against as well. Play to earn. This is a play to earn crypto game, meaning every single Illuvial that you catch is your property and nobody can take that away from you. You will also have the option to sell your Illuvials on the Illuvidex for Ethereum, which you could sell for dollars or whatever your currency is if you wanted to. So you can literally earn money, or even if like you can't, you're like, even if you're not somebody that ends up earning money from the game, all the money that you end up putting in the game at the end of all the gameplay, you'll be able to, if you wanted to get out the game, you could sell everything you have in the game for some kind of financial amount. Whereas normal mainstream games, like you can put money in for like loads of stuff, but then at the end, if you want to stop playing, there's no way to get any of that money back. So at the end, people feel like I've been playing for nothing. All my time, effort was wasted. Whereas the effort you put into this game actually creates more value within the characters you played with. As they level up, they're actually more valuable on the market potentially. And people who used to be gamers that are no longer gamers because they were like, well, I needed to get a job, I need to get life, I needed to make money and not waste my time. Now actually have an opportunity to get back into gaming because it won't be as much of a waste of your time, certainly not at all, because it could even be profitable. And you could actually, at the end of all your time, sell everything that you've created for your effort and for your skill. There will be costs associated with playing the game on tier 1 or above lands, like traveling to those lands will cost around $10, and the average shard curing fee will be around $20. These values are not final, they're just like sort of like placeholders that the creators have placed for now, but these could change. There will also be a free-to-play option. This is actually where everybody starts. And the cool thing about this free-to-play option is you don't get an inferior gaming experience compared to paying for the game. You get the exact same full world that you would get as a paying player, and you get to experience the entire range of experiences within the game. It's just that there's no money attached to it. Although you can, if you actually put enough work and put enough grinding and gameplay and skill into playing those free to play lands and alluvials, you could potentially actually get into the paid to play lands and actually end up making money out of your time as well. Yeah, which is pretty awesome. Whereas other play to earn games right now, like Axie Infinity, like it's really hard to get into because you need to put at least $1,000, if not way more, to really get started with the game, which is insane. Do I need Illuvium token to play the game? No. In-game purchases can be done with SILV or Ethereum. Leviathan wagering and Illuvidex purchases can only be made with Ethereum. More information on what SILV is and the utility of the ILV token will be in future videos, so stay tuned for those. Thank you for watching, guys. I'm Vetamor, you're the future, and I'll see you there.